Thanks for sticking with us here on 13 News. It is now 4 o'clock, and if you're just joining us, we've been on the air much of the afternoon with breaking news. A verdict in the Delphi murders trial.
Richard Allen found guilty on all counts of killing teenagers Libby German and Abby Williams back in 2017.
Of course, a momentous day in a case that has spanned nearly 8 years. We want to get right out to Anne-Marie Tiernan, who's been leading our coverage from outside the courthouse. Anne-Marie?
Dustin and Felicia, we're joining you live from Delphi, right outside the courthouse where that verdict was read this afternoon. Our Bob Siegel was in the courtroom when that decision was handed down earlier today.
And it was so fast. The jury came in. They were in the courtroom for less than 3 minutes. They handed the judge their verdict form: guilty, 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 guilty. I was sitting right behind Richard Allen, about 15 feet away from him when the verdict was read. He showed almost no emotion at all. The judge had said she did not want any outbursts. She said if there were outbursts in the courtroom, folks would be escorted out. So the reactions at first, they were subtle. I looked over and I saw Abby and Libby's families. They were holding hands, they were clutching hands, they were smiling, some of them were crying. On the other side, Richard Allen's family, they looked angry and they were crying as well. And then after the judge and after the jury left the courtroom, we saw much more emotion. We saw Indiana State Police Detective Jerry Holman went over and he kissed Prosecutor Nick McLeland. We saw State Police Superintendent Doug Carter went over and hugged the prosecution team. We saw Jennifer Auger, one of the defense attorneys, go over and comfort Kathy Allen and Janice Allen, Richard Allen's mother and his wife, and they put their heads on her shoulder. Lots of emotion in the courtroom today, and at the very end, Richard Allen led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. He now has a sentencing hearing. Now that he's been convicted of murder, that is coming up on December 20th.
There is a gag order that's in effect, and we are told will not be lifted until after that sentencing date on December 20th. Emily Longnecker was with me outside the courthouse when that verdict was read, and there was a big audible sign here on the sidewalks as the word got out that this was guilty on all 4 counts.
Yeah, definitely people cheering, many people cheering here. Some not happy, but the majority of folks cheering for this sentence. Richard Allen's family, as they were leaving today, not very happy. Obviously, Bob saw that in court, their emotion. Richard Allen's wife, Kathy, leaving the courthouse today, along with Richard Allen's mother. And when she was walking by, Kathy Allen gave a quick comment. Take a listen right here. Kathy Allen there saying quickly as she walked by, this is not over at all. We know that she was comforted in court today by defense attorney Jennifer Auger. We know the next month ahead, they now wait to see the sentence for Richard Allen set for December 20th.
Right. 17 days of testimony, 64 witnesses, 387 exhibits. And as we've been talking, there were more than 60 confessions from the suspect in the case, now convicted of murder on all 4 counts, Richard Allen. Lots to dissect. We've not been able to talk with jurors about what those discussions were, about maybe what was the tipping point for them one day or another. They have been deliberating. This was day 4 of deliberations, deliberating 19 to 20 hours before coming and announcing that verdict this afternoon. We've been bringing you live coverage and will continue to do so as we get more information. In the meantime, Dustin and Felicia, that is the breaking news here from Delphi today. Richard Allen found guilty of all 4 counts of murder and felony murder in the deaths of Libby German and Abby Williams in February of 2017. I'm sorry, it's just sometimes you think about these were 2 8th grade girls, you know, and we say, you know, Abby and Libby, Abby and Libby, Abby and Libby, as if we knew them. We almost feel like we do know them. Yeah. Certainly this was something where you want justice in this case. You feel for these families today. they got maybe that verdict that they wanted, but unfortunately they will never get their 13 and 14-year-old daughters back, their sisters, their granddaughters, and that's what is so the overwhelming sense of sadness on this day here in Delphi today. Back to you.
For sure, Anne Marie.
And we totally get it. It's been a long day of reporting out there. We appreciate you all taking us to Delphi, helping us sort out what's happening there with breaking news.
Coverage continues in just a few minutes in Delphi. In the meantime, we need